Alright, so here's all the information that we have on Final Boss Diane here in the news forum, the official Netmarble forum. So they're going to be going over all her details, what you need to know about her event, so that way you can get through it easily. This event is a little annoying, I think, just because there's so much like things you need to know, but nonetheless I think it'll be fun for players because it'll provide more of a challenge, question mark, if that makes sense. But yeah, so I guess we'll just get into it. So she is a blue unit, right? A speed attribute is what they're using the official terms, and she's weak to HP attributes, which is just green. So right off the bat, greens aren't the most prevalent in the game right now, I would say, just because there's not too many green units that are like crazy. There are a few green units that are like really good, like obviously green Escanor, green Diane, Frodrin if you have him completely welled out on, even like green King, green Merlin, there's a few good green units, but not too many like prevalent ones that I would say that you see in PvP or even in PvE being used. But yeah, so she removes debuffs at the start of each turn, which can be very annoying. So that means Petrify, Freeze, Stun, they won't work on her when it's her turn. So you can use it during your turn. It's just once she starts hers, it's gonna be like she just completely removes it. So yeah, those won't be as effective. I mean, maybe, trying to get more points, it'll be effective, but other than that, you won't be able to use debuffs. So any debuffing unit pretty much gets cucked by her ability. So then she also attacks while ignoring evasion. So I think this one is specifically for Derriere, because Derriere, she evades, right? So they just said, you know what, screw it, we're gonna just make sure that Derriere definitely cannot be used in this event, because now you can't even evade with Derriere because she'll just go right through it, right? And then players cannot use recovery skills. This is a big one. This is actually a very, very big one. The fact that we can't use recovery skills means that we are like literally in trouble, because we need to bring damage units. So we need to bring DPS units. We can't bring Elizabeth, who heals, I was going to bring her, but since we can't even use recovery skills, she's pretty much like, I wouldn't say she's not worth bringing, but like she says she can't heal. What else does she can't do anything against Diane, right? We can't bring, who else heals that's green? None of them are coming to mind, but there's a few green healing units, but we just can't use them anyway, so it doesn't matter, right? And then she deals 300% extra damage against strength attributes, which isn't surprising because every final boss has a mechanic where they do 300% damage against a certain type or race. So she also reduces damage from counters by 70%, and it's so Estarossa won't be as effective, but it's okay, right? So be wary of their rupture skills, which deal extra damage against buff targets, and the minion's heavy blow skill, which can prevent the target from performing an action. So Diane and them have rupture skills. So if you buff yourself, you're screwed. Don't buff yourself because they have rupture. So again, it's a little annoying because you can't recover. She goes through evasion. Her debuffs get removed at the start of turn.
Danger.
And then she also has rupture on her skills along with her minions. So that's right there. That's 4 things that you need to take into consideration when building a team, right? You can't. Oh, also she reduces counter damage from counters by 70%. That's 5 things you need to take into consideration right off the start. So you need to bring a unit that deals high damage, that can, just basically is all rounded. You can't use recovery skills, so a unit who heals is pretty much useless. You can't, you can bring Estarossa, but your damage from the counters is going to be reduced by 70%. I'm not sure if that's going to be a big thing, but I guess we'll see. And then she also has rupture skills. So so I'm not sure. I don't think Estarossa's passive counts as a buff where he has debuff immunity. I don't know. I think it does. I think it is sort of a buff because it has like the blue box, right? So if it does count as a buff, you're gonna get hit hard. So keep that in mind if you bring Estarossa. Her minions also have the heavy blow skill, which can prevent you from performing an action. Jesus, I couldn't get that out. But yeah, so keep that in mind, guys. Her minions are also here, and they're annoying as all hell. They are. So you got a lot of things to take into consideration when you are going into this event, when you're team building. So there's just a lot of things that you need to think about when building a team. I think the most important thing though about this is that you can't heal. That's really annoying in my personal opinion. I just think that the fact that you can't heal makes it a lot more annoying, but it also makes it challenging, right? It makes it fun. It makes it that you have to actually think about your actions before you do them. So I think that this event it'll be annoying slash fun, you know, give or take, whatever you think it is going to be, right? Because I know many people use the Elizabeth. I know they use healing units, but I mean, hey, you know, different team builds can make the game a lot more interesting and challenging, right? So obviously, you know, the difficulties, hard, extreme, hell, and you have your recommended combat classes, 110, 140, 160. Okay, so here are more important details. So on phase 1, right, opponent hero recovers health when Philip dies and is resurrected. Philip is one of her minions, right? So your HP is recovered. I believe that's what it's saying. Your HP is recovered when Philip dies and is resurrected. So if you guys correct me in the comments if I'm wrong, but it does say opponent hero, right? So if you recover health when Philip dies and is resurrected, that is a way you can heal yourself. But again, you gotta go ahead and kill Philip, right? Which is annoying. And then it says ally monsters max HP is reduced when Roast dies. Excuse me. So when Roast dies, it seems their HP is reduced. So that's really good. So I think the tactic you want to do is go for Roast, then go for Philip, then maybe go for Diane. I'm not exactly sure how how it's gonna go when you play the game, but right now what I'm thinking is you go for Roast, then you go for Philip just so you can heal up, and then you go for Diane, or maybe you go for Roast, then you go for Diane, and then you go for Philip. I don't know, but we'll see what happens. Then it says opponent heroes ultimate move gauges are sealed. So I'm assuming that's them. I'm just assuming, or it could be us. I don't know. I have not watched a Diane, like I know it came out on JP, but I have not watched a Diane final boss on JP just because I stopped playing JP. But yeah, I could be wrong, but I think that is the enemy because it says opponent heroes ultimate move gauges. I'm not sure. I don't know. I think it is like us, right? I think because it says opponent hero recovers health. I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't like the way they worded it, but yeah. If it is them that has their ultimate move gauges sealed, that's pretty good. But if it's us, I obviously know that's terrible. So final boss Diane's defense increases by 10% at the end of every turn. Oh wait, this is going to be the most annoying thing, I think. If this is a buff that you can take away, alright, cool, whatever. Then, Green Elizabeth has, a place because she can remove buffs with her first skill. But if you can't remove this increased defense by 10%, this is going to be annoying as all hell. Because if that, hypothetically, let's say you go for 5 turns on phase 1, she already has 50% increased defense, which is just going to be stupid, man, which is going to be dumb. We don't have her skills yet on this forum or anything, but if you play JP or if you watch her, final boss, you know what she does already, so it's not really that important. Okay, but on phase 2, right? So on phase 2, Philip and Roast are here again. So ally monsters defense reduced when Philip dies. So if you kill Philip, their defense is reduced. Ally monsters resistance is reduced when Roast dies. So if you kill Roast, their resistance is decreased. So basically what it's saying is, you want to kill Philip and Roast so that way their defense and resistance are lowered. So this is mainly just like a defensive phase, I think so, because it's heavily it's like heavily implying that their defense and resistance are high. So you want to make sure that you kill, fillet, and roast first. I mean, this is gonna be challenging, man. I'm definitely gonna do this, but it's just gonna be really, really difficult. Like, honestly. And then final boss Diane's attack increases by 6% at the end of her turn. That is also really, really annoying. I'm assuming she's small, so maybe she has new skills, or if not, she definitely has her, you know, her ruptured card, and then she has her attack disabled card. I'm guessing. But yeah, that is annoying. Her attack increases by 6% at the end of every turn. That's really annoying. So you gotta make sure you wanna, you know, probably nuke the phase 2. I don't know. This is just insane, man. This is honestly insane. I knew that people said she was difficult, but I didn't think like she was gonna be all this information. So far, I think the hardest final boss we've had yet was probably Meliodas and Elizabeth, but that's, you know, that's up in air. I think the easiest was probably maybe Counter. It could have been King. It could have been. But yeah, man, she's gonna be difficult, man. Really, really difficult. But yeah, that's pretty much all we have. This is just the shop. So you can exchange her coins or whatever. That's the shop. That's her costumes. You already know. We've been through this before. And then the rankings. So yeah, you know, you get certain rewards for ranking top 100, 50, 15, 30, etc., etc. It's gonna be really difficult, and I'm gonna have to use some guides from you know, other YouTubers, and I'm gonna have to try myself. But yeah, man, that's pretty much it for this video. If you guys did enjoy, consider leaving a like, comment, and subscribe for more Grand Cross content, and be sure to subscribe, join the BS gang. We would love to have you. But yeah, with that being said, I will see you all in the next video.